Hello, my name is Mark Rogers, and today we're going to be talking about fishing. And right now, it is fishing season. What is fishing? Phishing is a type of deception designed to steal your valuable personal data, such as credit card numbers, account data, password, or other information. Each week, there's more and more phishing sites added to the internet. Approximately how many phishing sites do you think are added each week? 100? 1,000? 10,000? Or 100,000 phishing sites a week? The answer may really surprise you when it comes to this. There are about 100,000 phishing sites added per week. The good news is ICANN catches most of them as they're put up, and most of them are removed within 24 hours or so of being put up on the internet. This was as of June 2007, and the numbers are increasing all the time. With the recession and stuff going on right now in the housing market, there's more and more phishing sites being posted each week in relation to those. You might see a phishing scam in email messages, even if they appear to be from a coworker or someone you know. Okay? On your social networking site, Twitter, Facebook, MySpace, all these have phishing scams on them, and lots of times you'll see these and not even realize it's a phishing scam. And we'll talk about some of those. On a fake website that accepts donations for charity. This is becoming really popular when we have local floods, other stuff like this to that nature. We can run into all kinds of problems because if there's something going on, people will try to take advantage of people's kindness. You have to watch out for those very, very closely. And your instant messaging program. We're talking about here like Windows Live Messenger, Yahoo Messenger, MSN, stuff like that. These are the unsolicited pop-ups you get where they request, click on this website and to help this charity out, stuff to this nature. This is becoming more and more popular, aiming for the younger kids, who's a very ripe target for a lot of the phishing people. Okay. On websites that spoof your familiar sites using slightly different web addresses, hoping you won't notice. This is the one I'm really going to concentrate on today. Okay, so we'll be talking about some of the very common practices and some of the practices that is just a little bit unique to certain circumstances. Here are some very familiar spoofed websites. PayPal. More and more people are using PayPal, and lots of times you'll get an email saying your PayPal account will be suspended if you do not log on and do this. And they'll include a link in the email for you to click. You have to be very careful of this because when you click on the link, it will take you to a website that looks very, very much like PayPal, but when you enter your information, what will happen is they'll get all your personal information, your passwords, and stuff of that nature, and it's not really a PayPal account. eBay, same thing. eBay, most of us are familiar with, is the on-site auction. It's very popular with buying, selling. There's some very high value, high-end items that's auctioned on eBay. There's also some low value, dollar up, all the way to new cars, houses, yachts, everything to that nature. So put on eBay now. The IRS, kind of like a little crook, but here we go. IRS. This is a very timely issue, especially from about January to April every year. There's all kinds of bogus IRS sites that comes up. What's really bad is if you log into some of these, not only will they get your social security number, but they will get any of your dependents' social security number. They get your adjusted gross income, they get your social security number, they get your address, they get everything in one stop. This is a place you have to be very, very careful. One of the things a lot of people have to be aware of is if you go to any government sites, it's irs.gov. It's not irs.com or org or something like that. So this is something that's very commonly overlooked because we've been trained from years of internet use to put .com at the end of anything. And they can make these look just like the real place, because all you can see is, like I did with here, we can download the logos and stuff like that and paste them wherever we need to. Wells Fargo. This is the #1 spoofed website in the United States right now. And a lot of people say, well, how come Wells Fargo is the #1 spoofed site? Wells Fargo is a big banking out west, and they've been buying up lots of smaller banks as it been going along. What will happen is, say your bank is bought by Wells Fargo. You may find out that it's bought, and then somebody will send you an email making it look like it came from Wells Fargo saying, Wells Fargo has acquired your bank. Please log on to the Wells Fargo website to make sure your account's not going to be disabled or suspended or anything to that nature. So what will happen is when you log on, you're not familiar with the Wells Fargo's webpage, and you may be on a spoofed website. But this is the #1 spoofed site in the United States right now. Okay? Here's some phrases to look for if you think an email message is a phishing scam. Verify your account. This is usually one of the first ones you receive. Business should not ask you to send password, login names, social security numbers, or other personal information through email. Okay, same thing. They will not call you on the phone and ask you for this. Businesses do not need your logon names or passwords. They have the administrative rights. They can go into anybody's account without having to do this. So if they're asking for logon names or passwords, that should be an instant red flag. No one should ever give out their social security number, without just cause. Ask why they're wanting your social security number, or ask them if there's another number you can use in lieu of your social security number. Some places have started using just the last 4 digits of your social security, stuff to that nature. Okay. You have won the lottery. This is one of the most common ones there is. Odds are you haven't won the lottery. Okay, you got a better chance of getting struck by lightning than you do winning the lottery. Also, you're not going to win a lottery unless you buy a ticket. Okay, they're just not going to pull your name out of the 1 billion internet users worldwide with your email address and say you've won the lottery. Okay, the lottery scam is a common phishing scam known as advance fee fraud. One of the most common forms of advance fee fraud is a message that claims you have won a large sum of money, or the person will pay you a large sum of money for little or no work on your part. Your parents gave you the best advice on this. If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. One of the ones that's kind of like this that you see is the Nigerian letter, where military figures, wife or son or daughter, wants to send you, a couple $100,000, $500,000. In return, you send them some money back, and what will happen is the $500,000 check's no good, and the money you send back, you're going to be out. There was a lady in Cape Girardeau about a year ago. She lost upwards of $100,000 before she realized what was going on. Another gentleman here on campus was telling me that one lady was out almost $500,000. He read in an article where she lost $500,000 to the Nigerian scam. So this is something you really have to watch out for. If they want money in advance, it's a scam. Okay. If you don't respond within 48 hours, your account will be closed. They use this here, convey a sense of urgency so that you'll respond immediately without thinking. A phishing email message might even claim that your response is required because your account might have been compromised. When do you think most people receive this? This is usually sent out on a Friday. And everybody says, well, why on Fridays? What will happen is you may not check your email till late Friday night, and the company may not be, such as a bank or a lending institution or something like that, may not have normal hours on Saturday or Sunday. So you'll think, boy, if I don't get this taken care of, come Monday morning, the bank won't have my account, it'll be closed, I've got checks out, I've got direct deposits coming in, I better go ahead and do this. So they do this on Fridays when there's lots of times where it's really hard for them to go ahead and for you to verify if it's a true message or not. You're not going to receive a message like this from any company, okay? How can I tell if I have a secure connection? In Internet Explorer, you will see a lock icon in the security status bar. The security status bar is located on the right side of the address bar. The certificate is used to encrypt the connection, also contains information about the identity of the website owner or organization. You can click on the lock to view the identity of the website. This right here tells that you're on a secure website. Also, in the address, it's usually HTTPS instead of just HTTP. So the S on the end of it stands for secure. Okay. Why do I see different colors in the security status bar? When you visit a website that uses a secure connection, the color security status bar tells you whether certification is valid or not. It also displays a level of validation that was performed by a certified organization. The following describes what the security status bar colors means. We have 4 colors. We got red, yellow, white, and green. Obviously, yellow and red you want to stay away from. Most of the time, it's going to be on the green one, on a secured one. Okay. Red, the certification is out of date, invalid, or has an error. Okay. Yellow, the authentication of the certificate or certification authority that issued it cannot be verified. This might indicate a problem with the authority's website. White has normal validation, means that communication between your browser and the website is encrypted. The certification authority makes no assertion about the business practices of the website. Now, they can be certified, but what they do on the website's not been certified. Okay? And green uses extended validation. This means the communication between your browser and the website is encrypted and that the certification authority has confirmed the website is owned or operated by a business that is legally organized under jurisdiction shown in the certificate and on the security status bar. The security authority makes no assertion about the business practices of the website here either. It's just saying who it's owned by. We'll take a look here on some stuff. Okay. Real quick. As you can see, this is John A. Logan's website right here, and it's just an HTTP. Now, over here on our, if I go to the email on this, and I go to log in, okay? Now, you'll see I have my lock up here now that we were just talking about earlier. So I can click on the lock right here, and I can go ahead and view their certificates. And it tells me that it was issued to John A. Logan, and it's valid 3/25/09 to 3/26/2010. So we can kind of go ahead and look at that. Also, we can look at the details about the serial number of it and who is, the issue, what version it was, the public key, all that good stuff. Okay? And then we can also look at the certification path. This was done by VeriSign. It's a Class 3 public, which is a very popular one to use. VeriSign is extremely popular. Also on this one, we can go to sorry about that. PayPal.com. And you'll notice on PayPal, our address bar up here turned green, like we was talking about earlier. So that tells you it's a little bit better secure on this one here. And also, we have our, it's identified by VeriSign, and we can look at the certificate on this one. Okay, same thing here. And then, it tells you all about it. This one here, it was good from 4/27/09 to 4/1/2010. And our address bar change colors like we was talking about up here. So that's something else to look at. Okay, so this is something to pay attention to on this one. Unfortunately, I don't know any of the websites right now that has red. So if you see red or yellow up in the address bar, be very careful of that. Okay. This is the ones we was talking about. Okay, so the certification is out of date, and like I said, the green one's what we saw on the PayPal. The white's what we saw on the Johnny Logan website. Okay, there's some different websites that we can go to on that one. How do I protect myself from phishing scams? Be suspicious, follow these simple guidelines that help reduce your chance of being hooked by a phishing scam. Okay. A lot of times when people are taken by a phishing scam, they're too embarrassed to tell people about it. So a lot of these crimes go unreported. People think, oh, it couldn't happen to me. Then when they find out it did, the embarrassment factor really comes in. Okay, never give sensitive personal information in a message. Most businesses will not ask for passwords, account or credit card numbers, or other confidential information in email, pop-up windows, or anything like that. If you think you received a phishing email message, just delete it without responding. Okay. You don't get in trouble if you just delete it. It'll just remove it from your system and you won't have any more trouble with it. Okay? Make sure the website is legitimate. Do not enter personal information unless you're sure it's a website you trust and that the site takes appropriate steps to protect your data. Find out if these sites use encryption to protect your data. Like we was talking about, look for the HTTPS, the S is for secure, in the web address, and check for a tiny closed padlock or an unbroken key icon in your browser's windows. Okay. Now, on some systems, the padlock and key can be faked. Okay, double-click it to display security certification for the site. Look for a match between the name on the certificate and the address bar. This keeps people from copying somebody else's certificate and posting it on their website. So just when you look at the certificate, make sure it's posted to Johnny Logan if you're on Johnny Logan's website, Bank of Heron if you're on Bank of Heron's website, Bank of America. Make sure the stuff matches up, okay? If you have even the slightest doubt about if it's legitimate or not, play it safe and leave, okay? Also, one thing when we're talking about this, if you're thinking maybe a fake website, if they got a phone number on the website to call, don't call the phone number on the website, because if it's a fake website, the number you're going to be calling will be manned by the people who's doing the fake website, and they're going to say, oh yeah, it's legitimate and all that. What you need to do is get one of your old bank statements from a previous time and call the number that's on your bank statement, your credit card statement, something to that nature. This is a very common practice. They'll put a bogus phone number on, and when you call a bogus phone number, say, oh no, this is a perfectly legitimate website. Don't worry about it. Go ahead and enter your information. Or they may even say, if you're, don't want to enter your information, go ahead and give us the information over the phone here. This is another little thing you need to look out for is giving out personal information over the telephone. Most of us have gotten away from the telephones in our homes that has a cord on it, our wired landlines, and we went to cordless phones or we went to cell phones. You have to be very careful. Do not give out personal information over a cordless telephone. It's very easy for people to buy scanners to pick up the 2.6 or 5.4 megahertz frequencies that cordless phones use, so they can listen in on your messages through cordless phones. Same thing with cell phones. It's easy for people to buy devices that can pick up transmissions on cell phones and stuff like that, and they can be able to pick up your information that you give out on your personal information. Be wary of clicking a link in a message or a pop-up window. Okay, we all know what pop-ups are. We don't like them, they're a pain, but this is what makes the internet go. If you get an email, instant message, or a pop-up window that asks for personal information, do not click the link. Doing so can take you to a phony site, or any of the information you give may be sent to the fisher who built it. Okay, pop-up blockers are a good way to do this. Maybe I'm a little bit on a paranoid side because I've been doing this for a long time. I don't click on links inside of emails. If I have to go to a website, I type in the website up in the address bar, or over on my left-hand side of your browser, you have the favorites. Click on the link from the favorites, and that will take it to you, okay, to the website you need to. Even that's getting a little leery nowadays because there's viruses and worms out now that not only does it change the address inside the message to something else, but just because you click on PayPal, it doesn't necessarily show you that you're going to PayPal. I'll show you that here in just a second, okay? Be wary of clicking a link in a message or pop-up window. If you're unsure, this is what I was talking about earlier, call the company by using the telephone number on a past statement or the telephone book to visit the company's website. Type the address, do not copy and paste or use your own bookmark or favorites, okay? Routinely review your financial statements. Carefully check all your credit card and bank statements monthly and regularly log on to any online accounts. If you review your bank and credit card statements often, you may be able to catch con artists and stop them before they cause significant damage. What'll happen is, I know people who's got credit cards they don't use except for emergencies, and they may carry a zero balance on it, so they don't check those accounts as often as they should. Lots of times you'll see a $4 or $5 charge or something like that. You don't even pay any attention to it. It's hard for us to keep track of everything. What I do is every time I use my debit card or credit card, I keep the receipt, and when it comes in, I match them up, date, time, and everything to make sure everything lines up. It's a little bit more trouble, but it's well worth it in the long run. It's a lot easier to stop this than to just try to recover from something that happens like this. Improve your computer security. Okay. Fishers hope you haven't been applying the latest security fixes and may try to take advantage of these vulnerabilities. Some phishing emails may contain malicious or unwanted software that can track your activities or simply slow down your computer. These tracking cookies are the latest thing that's been going on. They're just putting more and more stuff out. Some of you may have heard of what the conflictor worm or virus that's been going around lately. If you had all your security fixes up to date, you could not get to conflictor. Conflictor, what it was supposed to take place on April 1st, and it was going to turn a bunch of machines, a couple million machines, into what's called zombies. And the person who created the conflictor, he would have been able to log onto your computer remotely and pick up any information that was on it, or he could install a keylogger on it so he can just sit there and watch what you type. It was a pretty nasty thing, and they didn't activate it when people thought they was going to, but it's still out there. What should I look for? Okay. Fortunately, fishers aren't the brightest crooks around. In addition, many of them are foreign and have a questionable understanding of the English language. The first tip-off should be an email that doesn't sound quite professional or that has misspelled words or bad grammar. Okay. So, this is something you have to read. Read what's written, not what you think is written. We have a habit of doing that sometimes, okay? The second tip-off is that 99.9% of those who provide you with services online aren't going to email you and ask you to click a link to solve their problem. Rather, they call you, send you a letter, or ask to go to their website, no link included, and change your information from there, okay? Even when they call you, be careful. They may call you and say they're from company XYZ, and you may be doing business with that company. What a lot of people will do is say, I will call you back, and then go get your statement from a couple months ago that you received in the mail, and then call that phone number on there. Or if they give you a phone number to call back, make sure those two phone numbers match up. If those two phone numbers don't match up, call the original company and let them know what's going on. Okay? You can always say, so I'm busy right now, I'll call you back in 5 minutes or something like that. Go there, get the phone number you need, compare them, and call them back. Okay? So, what does the future of phishing look like? Well, unfortunately, as long as people fall for the scam, phishing will survive and flourish. It's a fairly new crime, and the legislation to make it illegal in the U.S. is still going through the process of becoming law. What will happen is a lot of these websites are from outside the United States, like we're saying here. Even after it's been made illegal, there's no recourse for those who are scammed, as many of the fishers are located in Iran, Nigeria, Russia, and other countries where our legal processes doesn't reach. Now, this is by conservative estimates only, like we was talking about earlier. In the U.S. alone, scams have cost customers over $1 billion in theft and have cost businesses about $2 billion in lost businesses. Instead of becoming part of this growing statistic, don't bite the bait, the fishers dangle. Reach for the phone before clicking on the link. I've got one other little thing I'm going to show you here real quick. Okay, so. Just talking about that, what I can do is I can type in something like I can go ahead and type something in. I can right click on it and I go to hyperlink and text to display. I can say JALC.edu, but realistically, I can take it to http://paypal.com and hit OK. Now, when I run this, if I click on this, you think we're going to go to JALC.edu, but as you can see, when I click on it, it'll take a second for it to pop up. Okay. See now, if you have requested an encrypted page, the website is defined. Okay, then go ahead and hit OK on that. But you can see, just because it said John A. Logan, just by a couple simple clicks, it took me to PayPal instead of John A. Logan. So this is something you have to be very careful of. So they could have had it really, where it could take you to a place you didn't know. Here's kind of a, if I can remember which one it is, excuse me, just a second. Okay, this is PayPay instead of PayPal. Okay, so this is something that, it's a secure website, but it's something that a lot of people will type in by mistake, paypay.com instead of paypal.com. And they're obviously not the same site, so something you have to be very careful of. It's getting easier and easier for people to really quick design little things like that for that, taking places where you don't need to go. I hope that you've learned something today to make yourself safe online. I've got another little presentation I want to show you. Give me about 2 or 3 minutes to get it set up, and then we'll take you to the thing to keep your personal information safe. Excuse me real quick. Okay, welcome back. Now we're going to talk about what's in your purse, wallet, or backpack. Again, my name is Mark Rogers. Assistant professor here at John A. Logan College. I teach information security, networking, and a few other classes. So we're going to talk about what most of us carry, especially students. Almost every student out here carries backpacks now, and most guys still carry wallets, a lot of purses out there. What you should not carry with you. No, this isn't a Capital One commercial, seriously. What's in your wallet? Some people carry nothing but cash in their wallet. Others carry just about every type of identification or financial information they have in their wallet. In a perfect world, the things you should actually carry in your wallet lie somewhere between these two stereotypes. There are definitely items you should have with you at all times, but also you don't need to have everything with you. In the event that your wallet is lost or stolen, minimize the things in your wallet will help you contain the damage you will face. What not to carry? Social Security card, okay? This is the holy grail of personal information. If they get this, you're in trouble all the way, okay? Business cards. A lot of people say, why shouldn't I carry a business card? Well, it's going to have a couple email addresses for you. It's going to have your business work. Also, it probably has your title on it. And this can give criminals idea of what your credit rating may be or what your job is, and they may be able to use that against you on that. If you're going to have to carry business cards, put them in a separate place. Okay? More cash than you feel comfortable losing. I don't know about you guys, but if I lose $20, I'm not going to be a happy camper. Most people say keep it about $50 cash in your wallet. Okay? Don't carry more than 2 credit cards. I know people that pull out their wallet or whatever and they got like 15 credit cards in there. I usually just carry 2 credit cards with me. I carry my debit card and I carry my gas card in case I need gas. That's the only 2 credit cards I carry with me at any one time. If you live in Marion and you work at John A. Logan College, there's really no sense carrying your Macy's credit card with you or something of that nature, because odds are you're not going to go to Macy's, and you would be surprised how much money it will save you just by not doing impulse shopping. You're sitting here and thinking, man, I'd like to go out there, but I don't have the credit card. I don't want to drive all the way back over to Marion or Johnson City, wherever you live, and have to drive all the way back over to Carbondale. So it really contains how much you can spend, so that helps. Checks. Okay. Lots of times, maybe 1 check. It's not good because if you lose your checkbook along with a Social Security card or something like that, remember your checks have all kinds of information on it. You got your bank account, and also it has the routing number, bank account number, your phone number, lots of times your address, all this stuff is on there. Also, I've seen people recently, not long ago, they will have their driver's license number imprinted on their checks, because a lot of places when you write a check they want your driver's license number, so they go ahead and just have that put on there. That just gives the thieves one more piece of information on the puzzle. Okay, like we talked about in the age of identity theft, we all know that it's the last piece of information you want a thief to have. The best place to keep this card is in a safe deposit box at the bank. It's a hassle to go and get it when you need it, or to make a copy for something like your new employer's record or apartment application. But if your wallet is ever stolen, you'll be glad you weren't carrying this. Okay. On the rare circumstances when you are carrying a card around, be extra careful and return the card to a safe location as soon as possible. Okay. So, be very, very careful with your Social Security. Yes, I do keep my Social Security card at the bank in a safety deposit box. Business cards. This is what we've talked about. If you have it on your driver's license, or then you can look it up in white pages, credit card numbers, all this stuff. Okay. Do you really want them to know where you work? Business card not only gives away your work address and phone number, it also gives thieves an idea how much money you rake in, and rather than that address on your driver's license might make a good target for a home burglar. Leave the business cards at home unless you think you're going to need them for an important meeting that day. Keep them in a separate holder in your pocket. Okay. Most of the random people that you'd like to give your credit card to will never use it anyway. We've all seen that happen. Okay, again, like we was talking about, more cash than you feel comfortable losing. Okay, you can pay for virtually anything with a credit or debit card, so there's no need to carry cash. The $50, here when we had the ice storm, you have to be careful because electricity goes down. You may not be able to use your debit cards or your credit cards, so you will need cash for something like that. Okay? No more than 2 credit cards. Okay, you can do by limiting the number of cards you can actually carry around with you. 1 card should always be from a major card holder. It's accepted everywhere. Visa, MasterCard, so like Discover, American Express, if that is your card of choice. Okay? Checks. Okay? How often do you need them? And I mean need to write a check anyway. When's the last time anybody wrote a check? It's probably been 6 months since I've had to write a check, so I don't even carry them around with me. I do everything on debit cards. Okay. Unlike wallet toters who have to empty their pockets when they take off their pants at the end of the day, any woman who carries a purse can attest that the purse will continue collecting items until it can barely close. Not only do women carry more stuff around, but they're also easier targets because a purse is generally easier to grab than a wallet that's been stuffed into a pocket. If you carry a purse, here are some additional items you should consider leaving home. Picked up my girlfriend's purse the other day. It was like, I told her, I said, when I went to Afghanistan, I didn't take this much stuff. I mean, it was just, it looked almost like an overnight bag instead of a purse. And I said, what all do you have on here? And she kept going on and on. And the thing is, she can't find half of what she needs, so she has to dump everything out whenever she's looking for something. Glasses. Okay. If you're a contacts wearer who likes to carry around her glasses, just in case, carry an older pair. This way you'll have your glasses in emergency, but if your purse gets stolen or lost, you won't lose your newest, the best pair, okay? So, keys. When my friend had her purse stolen, her keys were in her pocket. Thank goodness, okay? This meant that she could still get in her car and drive home, which made the whole experience less stressful. Keep your keys in your hand, your pocket, on an elastic wrist bracelet. Yeah, they're dorky, but you won't lose your keys this way. Also, give a copy of your house and car keys to only 1 or 2 people you can trust who lives nearby, so they'll have an accessible spare in emergencies. Okay, make sure they don't label keys with your address or full name. I gave the key to my neighbor. I went over to their house the other day and hanging there and said, Mark's keys, on it. So that probably wasn't the best thing you could do. Flash drives, USB, thumb drives. All of us carry these nowadays. These are the most common ways to store data. We do it constantly. Okay. People tend to use these to back up or transport their most important data. You're better off keeping crucial information deep in the front pocket or on a string around your neck. That hook at the end of your USB drive is there for a reason. Yeah, it looks kind of weird when you got them hanging around your neck, but it's a lot easier. I've seen people put everything from your tax records to personal information, social security numbers, everything on their thumb drives, and then they lose them. Also, on your thumb drives or flash drives, nowadays, a lot of them are password protected. Make sure you have a password on your thumb drive or your flash drive. That way, if it is lost or stolen, it's harder for the people to get into it. Also, what you can do is you can have part of your hard drive protected and part of your hard drive unprotected on your flash drives. And on the unprotected part that's not encrypted or password protected, you can put like a little Word document who's saying who it belongs to. Okay, do not put your home address or something of that nature there. Put it some other place that you can pick it up, say notify XYZ at the post office or something of that nature. Do not put, if this is lost, please return to with your name and address, because then they'll have where you live and everything else. What to carry? Okay, you have to have a driver's license or some kind of state ID. It's illegal not to have some kind of identification with you. Okay, so your auto insurance card. If you're driving, you're required to have proof of insurance with you. Carry it with you. If you make sure it's up to date. I don't know how many times I got a friend who's a police officer. He said people have their insurance cards, but they're out of date, and it's the same thing as not having one. Cash. Okay, it's nice to have a minimal amount with you. Keep it about $50, something of that nature. One debit or credit card, like I was saying, is like an invitation. I did these. You can have a field day with your wallet. If your car breaks down, you'll be glad to have a way to pay for it or tell your mechanic shop. Okay. Remember, the cards are supposed to be for emergencies, not just because you need a new purse or ring or whatever the case may be that day. Medical emergency information, allergies, medical conditions. You could have very important information if you become ill or an accident. Having that information where you can save emergency workers valuable time. Lots of times you'll see people with medical or bracelets or necklaces also on there. What to do before you lose your wallet? Make copies of everything in your wallet, front and back. Okay. Most people don't do this. This is something you can do right now, today, before you leave the house again. Okay, this is actually a proactive step that you should do right now before you run into trouble. That way you'll have a record of what was lost and how to contact issuers. Just be sure to keep these copies in the same place, not in your wallet, not in your purse, not in your backpack. Okay. This way you'll know what you had, you know who to call. Because you're going to be stressed when you lose your wallet. And try to remember what all you had in it. It can be really hard to do. Okay, I want to thank you very much for the time. One more thing, be safe, be careful online, on the internet. Lots of great stuff out there. I don't want to scare people away from the internet, but be careful when you're out there on the internet. If you have any questions, you can contact me here at John A. Logan. My email address is markrogers@jalc.edu, or my phone extension here on campus is 8679. Thank you very much and have a good day.